What's going on, ladies and DeGents? Welcome back to a primetime special episode of the Distinguished DeGents podcast. You're one in many homes of actual, real, degenerate gamblers that actually show their faces despite losing their purse, unlike some fucking assholes who I was supposed to meet up with today. That's okay. That's a story for another time. I'm Steve Big Bucks Beta. Joining me, as always, it's my co-host. It is my partner in gambling. Someone who actually shows up, a.k.a. the guy on the right. It is Jason Monty Mansman. Monty Mansman, we are here Friday, November the 15th. We have Tyson versus Paul incoming on Netflix in the background. I may have went on a little rampage there. But let me give you the floor. The floor is yours, sir. How's it going this Friday evening? Are you excited for NFL Week 11?
Bro, you know what I'm excited for. Two things. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I don't know why, but I am. And some Buffalo Bills football this weekend. Oh, baby. It's Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Get hyped.
It's Chiefs week. It's Packers, Bears. It's Steelers, Ravens. So I thought it was only appropriate to dub this. This is Hate Week 2. And I think this is Hate Week, just not for the rivalry's sake. It's Hate Week for the Bucks, for the Sharps, who have been getting killed for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I think this is... Last week was a close week. Last week, there was a couple favorites that squeaked by, ended up getting a few wins, Detroit being a big one. The Eagles, especially Thursday Night Football, which we're going to have to get into next. That was a close squeaker. Oh, yeah, no, we do. First of all, here's my thing, and this is why I'm so pissed off, and I'm going to do it. I don't care. Listen, this is a personal pet peeve of mine. If you are going to call a bunch of degenerates, whether it's a happy hour, whether it's for a casino trip, whatever, I don't care. Like, you want to call a meeting, Mansman, he texted us earlier today and said, hey, I'm hosting Sunday football. If anybody wants to come, feel free. Now, if I don't show up and say, hey, buddy, I can't make it, what's the proper thing to do? You give proper notice. You don't no call. You don't no show. You don't fucking be a dipshit. Go to the casino 5 hours beforehand, lose your paycheck on payday, and then fucking no call, no show, a group happy hour with a half group of fuckwits I don't care about. That's probably not true. Maybe 1 or 2 people. I'm going to say maybe 1 or 2, but we'll just say 2. With 2 people I give 2 shits about that I have to waste 3 hours of my day with because you don't want to show. That's called being a loser. It's called being a sore loser. You want to lose your check? You want to be an asshole? Go do it somewhere else. You don't do it with me. Waste my fucking time. Unfucking believable. Mansman, you're not a waste of time.
I really hope they don't see this.
I don't know. Like, I love the group. Don't get me wrong. I love the group. For the most part, the group of guys I hang out with, love them. I'll go out every time I can. But none of them called for us to get together. We all did this because he sends an email out. Hey, let's all get together. Let's go to happy hour. Let's all go to the casino, hang out afterwards. Shit, sounds like a good time. We haven't gotten the guys together in a while. It's great. Here I am, an hour late because of traffic, and I get there and I'm like, oh shit, where's so-and-so? Oh, I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. And then someone calls. Yeah, he's not making it. The fuck you mean he's not making it? Oh yeah, he got here at like 2 o'clock and he left at 3.
Holy shit, he dropped the whole paycheck. And mind you, that's a good paycheck to drop, and that's a bad day at the office. Let me tell you, that's not.
But really, you're degenerate. You lose your pay. You can't show your face. You're that much of a loser. Like,
he had to have dropped at least a dime, probably more. Probably.
Oh, at least dime and a half, at least. But no, I'm not. And let me be clear. I'm not giving him shit that he lost a dime and a half in an hour. I don't care about that. Show your face if you're calling us all out. Especially me. I have to drive an hour out just to get there. To not do the casino. To not drop a dime and a half. I have to drive an hour out of my way. And for you to no-call, no-show, what a fucking loser. I can't believe that shit pissed me off. It really did.
I don't know, man. If you drop a dime in an hour, maybe you should go home. That's bad. Like, what are you playing to lose that much money? And Jesus Christ! Like,
how bad are you? That's the real.
Luck. You have to hit something. Like, jeez. Well,
I mean, yeah. Bottom line, not the gambling part. I'm just saying, you get someone together, you call people out of their way, you at least make an appearance. You don't even have to drink. You don't have to hang out and eat. But at least show up. At least say, yeah, I dropped $1.50 and fucking lost. Now I can't eat. Real homies would take care of your bill and be like, you know what, get me next time. Like, maybe don't drop $1.50 and lose it in an hour.
I think if you drop $1.50 in an hour at the casino, you should literally sit there and watch the other people eat. That's your punishment. I've said it a bunch of times. Winners eat. Like, that's it. Losers don't eat. You need to sit there and own it. Own your failure. That's my advice. You have to own your failure. Don't eat. Sit there.
Money Management's opening remarks. Winners get to eat. I love it. I love it.
Money, that might have to be our new slogan. Winners get to eat.
I love it. That's so beautiful. Winners get to eat. Well, speaking of winners and losers, we have to go over the Thursday night football match. The Commanders do not get to eat tonight. However, the Eagles are feasting. They feasted on the commies. And by the Eagles, I mean Saquon Barkley. 200 scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns. Eagles come back with a victory, 26-18. Really a phony score. Really was 26-12. Zach Ertz with a very late toe tap touchdown. That was under review within the final 30 seconds to make it 18. Almost had a 2-point conversion, but Eagles do win. Eagles do get the cover, so that's a victory on the notch. That's my puppy Rush. He is fucking up a bone, but yeah, under 48.5 hits. Eagles do cover. This was supposed to be like the divisional matchup of the year, and it was just pigeon shit. I don't know what else to really say. Disappointment does not cover it. It really wasn't even an upset because the commies were up like 7-0 early and just did nothing with it. Jalen Hurts is exactly who we thought he was. He's kind of a scrub. He's a middle-of-the-road quarterback. And I think the Eagles, late in the game, kind of discovered that, you know what? Our offense runs through Saquon. We just need to feed him. And eventually it worked. And they got lucky this time. I don't think they'll get lucky so far into the playoffs, but they got lucky this week. So,
yeah, big letdown. I thought this was going to be one of the games of the week, and I was out before halftime. I had to work.
Oh yeah,
I was talking. There was no reason to watch that game. None. Boring. I've now. I finally I got my money line at least. I was right about the Eagles money line. That Washington spread. So I'm now 0-4 ATS in my last 4 Thursday night games. I'm the new big bucks. Remember when you couldn't win on Thursday? It's like, and I don't mind too. God, I had like the perfect handicap. The two teams are pretty even. I think it's going to be relatively close. I think the Eagles could run the ball. That's my concern. And literally for most of the game, it was just like hanging around, and then Eagles 2 touchdowns in like 30 seconds, and that was all she wrote. That game was over after that.
Yeah, it was just like it was a tale of two halves. The first half was just Philly once again not being able to do shit. The second half, it was we're gonna feed Saquon Barkley. And by the way, I love Twitter, the comments afterwards from everybody from New York. And literally, it was nothing about the Eagles winning. It was just everybody shitting on the New York Giants, being like, wow, imagine if the Giants had this guy. How good this team would be.
I know they'd be like 500.
Yeah, I mean, they would be a 500 team. They'd be good. My fucking puppy is finding shit to destroy. So I will be right back. So give us your final comments, and then we can get into the topics of Week 11.
Okay, yeah, sure. Final comments for this game. Very disappointing. Thought it'd be a lot more interesting of a game. I've been just really on a bad streak Thursday Night Football. I thought I had a good handicap. I think the teams are pretty close. You just wonder if the Commanders maybe are, maybe this is their learning year. Maybe they're a step behind the Eagles. But I'm kind of kicking myself because I should have bet the Saquon over. I didn't. I said the Eagles are going to run the ball. Washington, one of the worst rush defenses in the league. Eagles running the ball, one of the best in the league. I had it right. I should have done better. I did have a Washington alt spread teased up bet that's live, but I specifically didn't bet a lot because it was Thursday.
Yeah, I did. I only made 3 bets, one of which did not hit, unfortunately, but I got a reroll going into tonight. It was a 1-unit play. AJ Brown anytime touchdown. Jalen Hurts forgot how to throw, but yeah, you're 100% right. We both handicapped it. Eagles are good on the ground. Washington can't stop the ground. Unfortunately, my other handicap of the Commanders' secondary not being able to do anything stepped up in a big moment and it basically shut down the air. They just couldn't do that and shut down Saquon at the same time, unfortunately. So that was just a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Commanders fan, I don't know if you give them the same sentiments like you do Bo Nix. By the way, I think there was like 5 categories for the rookie quarterback debate. Jaden Daniels is like a minus 1,300 to win Rookie of the Year. But Bo Nix is leading like 4 of the 5 categories in the last month of rookie quarterbacks. And he's still 12-1. I'm wondering if this is like the month Jaden Daniels starts going downhill and Bo Nix starts climbing because he has a weak schedule coming up. So, I mean, I know you have a 16-1 Bo Nix, but
I just think Jaden Daniels got off to such a hot start. I don't know. It might be too late. That's why I got out of my Bo Nix when it was basically getting my money back. Because I just feel like Jaden Daniels got off to such a great start. Unless Bo Nix and Bo Nix, he's not really that type of quarterback. He's like a game manager right now. He's going to win, but I don't know if he's going to get the numbers. So.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are going to just have to straight up start losing. But, yeah, for all all the Washington bettors out there, sorry, better luck next time.
Washington Redskins, go yourself.
That's what happens. All right, moving on. We are into Week 11. This is Hate Week 2. We have a bunch of rivalry games coming up. Mansman, I know we have to talk about Chiefs-Bills. Besides that game, what rivalry, what hate week intrigues you the most, just as a bettor, also as a casual football observer? Like, which one are we going to really get into here that you think?
Oh, man. I mean, this is tough because there's so many. I want to say Bills-Chiefs, but to me, I think the much more intriguing one, Steelers-Ravens.
Oh,
The
yeah.
reason why I say Steelers-Ravens is because the Bills and Chiefs are both going to win the division. Like, the Bills basically are a game away from clinching. The Chiefs are probably like a game away from, well, the Chargers are kind of a little close. But you look at it, like the Ravens have been the team that a lot of people say is the best or second to best team in football. Ravens lose today or Sunday, they're going to be basically 2 games back in the division, and they literally may be going to, when you think about it, they may be going to Pittsburgh or to Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs. So it's just crazy to think that, like, people are thinking of the Ravens as, like, one of the best teams in football, and they might be a 6 seed in the playoffs. Like, it's crazy to think.
Oh, yeah. No, Chargers are all but, like, I think 2 games away from locking up the 5th. I know Broncos are a close 7th seed right now. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Ravens are realistically, like, if they lose this, they're looking at a 6th seed, and I would say at best. Especially, too, because they have the rest of the division to get through. Baltimore always struggles with Cleveland as an example. They always seem to struggle for some reason with Pittsburgh. We're going to get into that shortly. My game of intrigue, believe it or not, and it sounds weird at first, but I think once we get into it, you're going to hear my intrigue. It's going to be one of the quote-unquote shit games of the week. But I have a lot of... I think this is going to tell us about a lot of the state in terms of where both teams are truly at. But it's the Rams and Patriots, a double Super Bowl rematch from 2018, I think it was, and then back in 2001. The Patriots are surprisingly looking more competent week by week with Drake May. They've won, or at least covered 2 in a row, I think it is now. The Rams are just so up and down right now with Matthew Stafford that they're in desperation mode too. And I just think this is going to be a big get-up game for McVay and the Rams. And I just think that the Patriots with the young quarterback and with Gerard Mayo at coach, this is going to be a very interesting game, I think. Just looking, because it's going to tell us a lot about both teams. It's going to tell us where the Patriots are moving forward, and it's going to tell us about what the state of the Rams is right now as to whether we can actually keep taking them seriously or not.
I like that one. That's an interesting one. Colts Jets is interesting too. Early AFC eliminator game.
Is it interesting, or is it just hilarious to watch? By the way, that was a game that got flexed out of Sunday Night Football.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be interesting to watch and a good game. I'm just curious to see how shit. I'm curious to see how shit both teams are, and basically the loser of that game is definitively toast in the playoffs. Or I guess maybe the Colts if they lose. The Jets might. Yeah,
I think they're both dead already. Truth be told, now Anthony Richardson's getting the nod once again at quarterback. It's literally not even a battle of auto fade. It's not a battle of shit teams. This is the battle for who is the most dysfunctional organization in the NFL now. Is it the Jets or is it the Colts? It's one or the other at this point. Yeah, I got
a few organizations that'll give you a run for your money, but okay, we'll go with that.
Who could be more dysfunctional than the Jets or the Colts? Realistically. In terms of true dysfunction, I know Dallas is probably third, but they at least got the money and the talent. But they've won games in the past. The Jets have not. So that's why I got them third. Who's other than those three, who's really there?
Carolina's pretty bad too, but
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, all right, let's
get into it. Yeah, let's jump into this. We're on to week 11 of the NFL. Goddamn, we're on week 11. That is so crazy. All right, we have. God, yeah, it's intense. All right, we've got 13 games to handicap for you fine folks. We've got 5 non-conference matchups. We've got 2 divisional matchups remaining, and we have a lot of interesting playoff, rivalry, conference rematches. It's going to be a really intense week overall. Unfortunately, we're doing our odds through FanDuel. They are listing this in terms of shit games moving forward, so we have to start with this one. It's the Detroit Lions now laying 13.5 points at home. Minus 950 home favorites against Mac Jones and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are currently a 6-1 dog on the money line. Over-under is set at a 46.5 total. Detroit is getting 88% of the money, 77% of the bets. They are once again a huge public team. I believe it is my turn because you went first on Thursday Night Football, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So 2 years ago, we saw this exact game, except I'm pretty sure it was with Trevor Lawrence at the quarterback, and it ended 40-14. The Lions have now won 4 straight against Jacksonville, but let's just say for the sake of argument, we want to handicap this from scratch. Let's go ahead and update the numbers. Mac Jones is 3-11 straight up against the NFC as a starter. Somehow, though, 3-4 ATS as a dog against the NFC. But here's my problem. He's going from a pumpkin of Sam Darnold to what we're praying is not the pumpkin of Jared Goff. But let's look at the Lions numbers. They've covered 5 straight at home versus the NFC, or versus the AFC. They've won 4 straight. Double-digit favorites this year is a popular trend, but double-digit favorites are 4-0 ATS this year. I think this is a spot we make it 5-0. Prime, perfect bounce-back spot for Detroit. Sam Pumpkin threw 3 picks last week and literally still beat this Jaguars team. And actually, if you think about it, they beat the Jaguars' original spread because the spread was originally set at 4.5. It was jumped up to 7 once it was Mac Jones. Vikings failed to cover. So if you bet Vikings minus 4.5, congratulations. You get a cover despite a bullshit win. That's how bad this Jaguars team is. And let's be honest, even with the 7, you were one more field goal away from still covering a 7, despite Sam Pumpkin throwing 3 picks, no touchdowns. And look, I get it. It's a high number, but if you want to be a donkey, you want to fade the Lions, who are 6-2 ATS's favorites. You want to fade the Lions at home against a shitty defense that is Jacksonville. I want to hear why you want to run to your bookie. Mr. Bookie, please take my money. Please, just listen. Here's my wallet right here. Please, take my money right now on Mac fucking Jones. Say that out loud long enough, and I think you're going to learn you can talk yourself out of that bullshit.
Maybe you can lose that $1.5 in an hour.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's my take. This is a Detroit or nothing, but like, how the fuck do you bet on Mac Jones in this spot? I really would love to hear it.
Well, you don't. I'm not going to add too much. Looking at it, there's really the one sort of weakness that Detroit may have, pass defense. Too bad Mac Jones is the quarterback. Like, other than that, that's really their only chance. Otherwise, Detroit's just like the better team by far. And the problem is, now you might say, oh, maybe Detroit, they don't need to win this game by that much. They're not going to be that motivated. Remember when they put up a 50 burger against Tennessee?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't found that either. This is Detroit Lions all the way.
Oh, don't forget, they put up a 50 burger against Tennessee. And Jared Goff still threw for less than 200 passing yards. Like, that was all special teams. That wasn't even the Lions' offense at its fullest capacity.
And that's the big problem. It's like, oh, well, maybe their offense, maybe Jacksonville's defense could play well again. Like, I don't know. To me, Jacksonville played their probably, like, closest game of the season last week. Their defense played its, like, best game in, like, ever. I don't know, man. You're asking a lot for that type of effort 2 weeks in a row. It's Detroit or nothing here, even at the inflated number.
Yeah, and by the way, this is my play. Like, look, if you really are on the side of Jacksonville, if you're sitting here thinking, I don't want to bet Detroit plus 13.5, I just have a weird feeling, there's really one of two ways. You could think to yourself, well, Jacksonville's defense will step up. The reality is, I think you need to look at the Detroit side of it, and you have to think their defense is going to crumble, which is why this is actually going to be my over of the week at 46.5 points. Listen to these stats. Because I think, first of all, if I think you're going to bet Jacksonville, first of all, I think you're wrong. But in order for your handicap to be right, it has to be close, and the only way that's going to happen against the Dan Campbell-led Detroit Lions, you are going to have to score against them, which in that case, you're going to have to at least get 17-20. And I think 20 plus each is going to be, like, in that logic, it makes sense. But I don't think that's going to happen. Here's what I really think is going to happen. Detroit will roll this Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They tend to fucking devour AFC teams, and especially the really bad ones at home. In their last 6 non-conference games in Detroit, they average 55 game total per game, ranging from 40 to 66. But in 5 of the last 6 games, the game total ended within 53 to 66. You're giving me, at the high end, you're giving me a 20-point drop, if not like a 7-point drop. So you're giving me like less than another touchdown. Like, for me, I think like 47-10 is the high mark. But Detroit was known to give up garbage points. I could see 45-14. I just think this number is a little too low because they really have no faith in Mac Jones to score. But we do kind of forget he had an opening drive touchdown. And Detroit's defense, although they are going to...
Would it surprise you if the Lions scored 47?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
By the way, Zadarius Smith making his Lions debut. Oh, baby.
I actually really like this. Especially, too, Goff threw 5 picks last game. I endorse this. I think I'm going to play. I might play this, too. I might tell you.
Yeah, I just think the 46.5 is a bit low. I think Detroit can get it on their own. The question is, can the Patriots, can the fucking Jaguars keep up? I think they'll do enough to push the over. It may take a minute, but I think they'll do it. We'll see. But yeah, over of the week here, I just think that was a crazy number. And throughout the other games, it was going to be dangerously close. But I love the over in this one. All right, nothing else here. We'll move on.
Cedric the Entertainer is one of the announcers for this Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're really going to do this?
Ariel Helwani is on now. The fights haven't started yet, though. We have time. Next game.
Next game. The Green Bay Packers, coming off of the bye week, are traveling to the Chicago Bears, where they are taking 5.5 points, plus 215 on the money line. The Packers minus 260 favorites on the road, divisional road favorite. Over-under is set at a low 40.5. Packers getting 89% of the money, 80% of the bets, according to FanDuel. Money Mansman, this has been a split, sharp bet. I've heard some sharp saying that this is a prime Packer spot. I've heard other sharp saying this is where you want to fade the Bears. The SGPN guys have also claimed that the Bears are a close your eye special, which means that they were dogs the week before, underperformed the spread by 20 or more because they were 6-point favorites, lost 16-3. Now they're catching points. Normally those are the spots that are good, but I'm intrigued to get your opinion.
Best bet, Green Bay Packers minus 5.5. Look, this is like the worst possible spot. We know the Packers own the Bears. You remember, Packers own the Bears. They always own the Bears. The Bears are crumbling. They just fired their offensive coordinator. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. You agree. They just fired their offensive coordinator. Caleb Williams is a disaster. The Packers are coming off the bye. Coming off that loss to Detroit. The Packers have had 2 weeks to get healthy. Like, this is just a really bad spot. Like, the Bears are not a good team. They're going to get exposed in this game. The Bears really have no advantage anywhere, particularly their defense, as they've started to play better teams, has started to speaking of becoming a pumpkin, the Bears defense has started to become a pumpkin. This isn't a good team. I think Eberflus is going to be out. This, to me, Packers on.
Wait, Eberflus is going to be out? Oh, you mean out the door? Oh,
yeah. Like, I think he's going to be next. This Bears team's a disaster. They're crumbling. DJ Moore is like walking off the field. They're a mess.
You didn't even mention how Tyson Bagent's dad was the supposed rumor starter of Caleb Williams being benched.
I didn't hear that. Is it? Oh my god.
Yeah, so that little rumor about how veteran players were asking for Caleb to be benched, that was apparently started by Tyson Bagent's father.
Oh my lord. Just end the season. Just end that fucking. Speaking of organizations that are shit, they literally had like freaking trainers stealing property and shit. Now they got the backup quarterback.
Wait, what?
Spreading. Yeah, remember that was the team. I think it was the Bears, where like their athletic trainers were like stealing equipment.
Jesus fucking God, the Bears are a train wreck. All right.
Packers are gonna murder them.
Yeah, you know what? It's time. For the first time all year, we have a DeGents double best bet of the week. Green
double
Bay.
fade worked well. Fade worked really well.
Oh, listen to this degeneracy. I loved this line at 6.5, so I bet my 2-unit best bet. I loved it at 6. I bet another 2 units. 5.5. Actually, I'm kidding. I didn't bet it at 6.5. I waited because it was an opening line, and I wait. But it dropped to 6, so I bet it at 6 because I was like, oh, it'll bounce back to 6.5, and I'll be all right. Dropped to 5.5. Bet 2 units. I go, you know what? Can't get any lower than 5.5. So I'm going to bet an alternate spread and bet 1 unit on the minus 6.5 at plus 120 where it opened. Oh, no. And then a day and a half ago, the line dropped to 5. So I bet another 2 units. So I've got 7 units riding on the fucking Packers here at different alternate spreads. Same line except for the 6.5. This is like your perfect ladder bet where you should have bet it at 6.5. It should have gone up. It's going in the opposite direction. I have no idea why, other than like some sharp bettors coming in and being like, well, they lost real bad last week to the Panthers. They fired their OC, so they're going to get the step up. They're going to get that cap bounce. I told you this in the recap episode. Their new guy who's coming in for offensive coordinator. Do you know his name off the top of your head?
No.
Thomas Brown. He was the offensive coordinator that got fired last year because he was one OC for a Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young. And then he took a demotion to passing game coordinator for Caleb Williams.
Well, think about it.
Look how well that is going.
Their passing game sucks.
Thank you. You're making my point. That's literally where I'm going. How good of the passing game has Caleb really done this year? It has been dog shit. Remember when Caleb Williams thought he was such hot shit at the draft? He wanted ownership stake of the team that drafted him. I wonder if he consulted with Green Bay during that, since Green Bay does own the Bears. But here's what I remember. I remember he took belt to ass at home against New England and Drake May. They're not that good of a team. The Packers are way better of a team in comparison. But we're going to fucking take the Bears. Let's just take the Bears. By the way, with the Packers coming off of the bye, a week healthier, which I know is strange because if you look 2 weeks ago and you watch that video, you go, well, Big Bucks, didn't you fucking like talk shit on the Packers? Weren't you like against them entirely? 100%. When they were playing Detroit and they were injured and they didn't have anybody and it was a rain game and it was a horrible climate. They are going into Chicago, no rain, 2 weeks healthier. They are getting everybody back, including Jair Alexander. There's going to be no excuse if they lay a pumpkin, but I have no reason why I wouldn't want to bet the Packers here. I think out of the two teams who are frauds, the Bears are certainly the bigger frauds here. They are the new addition to my auto fade list. They have failed to win or cover 3 straight. They've scored a whopping 27 points across 3 games. And Green Bay, 10-0 ATS in their last 10 against Chicago. Chicago has not covered 5 straight at home against Green Bay. Not to mention the 1-9 straight up in their last 10. Oh, and divisional road favorites, just that trend too. This year, divisional road favorites, 14-9-1 ATS. Why are there sharps betting Chicago? It is fucking absurd and asinine to me. I just don't get it.
I think sometimes the Sharps they convince themselves like, oh, every Barney is going to be on Green Bay, so I should bet the Bears. Like maybe you just
Okay,
shouldn't bet
dipshit.
this game. Like why not just if you don't like the Green Bay, just don't bet the game because you're betting on nothing. The Bears look like right now they're the Titanic at the end of the Titanic movie when Jack and Rose are in the water freezing to death. Like that's what the Bears are right now. They've struck the iceberg.
Oh yeah,
they've seen it's over.
Yeah, they're literally. I mean, there's also talks that like Eberflus is going to be out the door. There's talks that like Keenan Allen is the one that has to step up and like talk shit to the coaches because nobody else will. I mean, like, is there no backbone to this organization? Is it really? I can't. Not a Chicago Bears fan. I know they had some dysfunction in a while and a lot of losing ways. This just seems to be the cycle of like, here come the Bears. They look good in the preseason. Nope, they're dog shit. Oh, here we come. They win a game or two, and oh no, here we are. Here comes the season. It's in a crumble, and we're going down. And let's fire the head coach, and then
9.5 bet. Like what? I should have bet that.
I don't know. By the way, the Bears are. I'm pretty sure they are one game away from their win total missing. I'm double checking right now because the Bears were a 9.5 point win total team. Where are they at in this? Let me see where they're at in the standings too. Because that's
because that bet's gonna hit.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is another big week for futures props. Okay, they're 4-5. They're not totally out the water yet, but they're 2 games away from losing their win total. This is about to be 4-7. Or 4-6, then they're about to be 1 away. Yeah, it's doomsday time.
It's over. They're gonna lose. I'd look Chicago team total under. I don't see. DJ Moore is basically gone. They've alienated their number 1 receiver. Like this team, just stick of the fork in them. They're dead.
Yeah. I have under 40.5 in this game. I have a feeling that Green Bay's going to take their time. They're going to ice the clock. This seems like a 28-10, 28-13 type of game. Well, 28-20, that's 38. So, I mean, yeah, 28-7, 28-10. It just does not seem like it's going to be a good game. It just seems like it's going to be the Packers just each quarter at a time defeating and beating the shit out of this Bears team. And yeah, for that passing game, I can't wait for that offensive coordinator to take realm of everything else and forget that they have a running back in DeAndre Swift. Love how they forgot about him again. That's been nice.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we talked about this earlier in the episode. We're now into the handicap. It's the Los Angeles Rams, laying 4.5 as a non-conference road favorite, traveling to the New England Patriots, coming off that win against Chicago. Catching 4.5, plus 190 on the money line. Over under 43.5 is the total. Rams are getting 68% of the bets, 74% of the money, according to FanDuel. Despite both teams really just not having a great record overall. 3-7 for the Patriots, 4-5 for the Rams. So, Mansman, why am I going to pick the Rams here? I'll update the numbers for you. And mind you, again, this is all very similar. This was Mac Jones numbers, but in their last 11, Patriots are 2-9 straight up, 2-8-1 ATS against the NFC in their last 11. They have lost and failed to cover 5 straight at home versus the NFC. McVay is a non-conference road favorite. Interesting numbers here. 8-2 straight up in his last 10. Only 3-7 ATS. NFC non-conference road favorites this year. 4-0 straight up. 0-4 ATS. I just think at 4.5, this is another time we just follow this trend and we take the 4.5, but I would rather bet the Rams to win in this spot than I would for the Patriots to cover. Here's why. I think that the Rams have a significant coaching and quarterback advantage here compared to a rookie Drake May, rookie head coach Gerard Mayo against a Sean McVay. I know I said this last week with the Dolphins, but that was more of like a Monday Night Football letdown. I know the Rams are having a short rest. They're also traveling to the East Coast. I think that's why this game is going to be a lot closer than we anticipate. And why I do advocate Patriots plus 4.5. But, last week's loss, I think, was more about the Rams not being able to actually score while being in scoring positions. Their O-line, even though they got healthier, looked like that they were fucking rookies and just getting fucking destroyed. And Matt Stafford, a guy who didn't get sacked for 3 weeks, ate 4 of them in like the worst times possible. So you have to wonder if the Patriots are going to be able to take advantage of it and do that and put pressure on Stafford like the Dolphins did. I don't know. I just wonder if the Patriots took advantage of a bad Bears team too. This seems like one of these teams is going to be a letdown. I'd rather just bet the future side of it. I had the Rams being a playoff team. I had the Patriots being shit. I'm just going to stick to my guns. But I'm going Rams money line, but I think Patriots cover.
I guess we're not going to fight. I agree completely. Not confident in it. You know me, NFC West, not great. Miami's a better team than New England. New England basically beat I don't know what the Bears are right now. This is a game
a top 5 draft pick. I mean,
yeah. I think the Rams find a way to win this, but they are going cross country on short rest. I don't like the fact that the Rams are just like a really mediocre team. So I don't trust them to put up margin against like anybody. This just feels like to me that the Rams are going to win the game by 4 points. That's what
I'd say 3.
Rams winning by 4. So that's why I think the Rams are going to win. I think you go Rams money line, but it would not surprise me at all if the New England gets the cover. I don't know. I'm not sold on New England. Great. They're better than we thought, but they're not good. They are still a bad team. The Rams are better. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, no. The Rams defense is also very questionable at times. Didn't look all that particularly great against Miami, but they did get a couple stops. They did sack Tua a couple times as well. I guess the question is, does Drake May break off a couple runs? Do they take advantage, of a Rams D-line that, no offense, no longer has a Sam Darnold. Or not Sam Darnold, Aaron Donald.
Yeah. I mean, the Rams are mediocre. Like, their defense, bottom half of the league. They're not a great team. Their record 4-6 and defense. Like, they're mediocre.
Yeah, I'm pulling up numbers right now for rest disadvantage for the Rams. And this is according to teamrankings.com. Great resource out there, by the way. Rams 4-1 ATS since 2022 on the rest disadvantage. So really there's no edge that you would want as a bettor to take the Rams at over 50% because it's like they don't really clear that spot that much either. Yeah, I got Patriots plus 4.5 here, but Rams, I think Rams win this.
You would think the Rams would have a coaching advantage, although I honestly think Sean McVay is one of the most overrated coaches in football. So
that's fair. I would argue that, but I think lately with his performance, it's a bit overrated. I mean, last year was kind of a shocker because nobody gave him credit. Everybody like you was like, oh, well, they're not going to win 5 games. I was like, no, it's Sean McVay. They'll win 9 at most. What do they do? They won 9.
This year, the team is performing to expectations. No offense, 100%. I'll take Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin every day. Please, we'll get to Mike Tomlin. What they wanted to fire him. What a job he's doing.
All right, next up, I have a read on this game. I think we're going to fight, but we're going to see. It's the Cleveland Browns catching 1.5 on FanDuel, minus 108 for both teams, but they're traveling to the New Orleans Saints, minus 1.5 home favorite on FanDuel, plus 100. The over is 44.5, and the reason I emphasize that is because on DraftKings, another book, I got the Saints +1 as a home dog.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So this is a game you definitely want to shop around. It seems like there's a lot of inconsistencies here with the sports books. Yeah, Money Mansman, I am very intrigued to get your take on this game. What are your thoughts just with this probably shit game of the week? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, this could be the shit game of the week, the Jameis revenge game. Cleveland coming off the bye. Saints just they won one for their interim head coach off the dead coach bounce. You should know which way I'm looking. It's Cleveland Browns plus points all the way, assuming you could get. I'm not taking the Brownies as a favorite. They got to be plus points. But yeah, Cleveland Browns 1.5, absolutely. Look, the Saints aren't a good team. The Browns aren't a good team. When in doubt, take the points, and especially rest advantage for Cleveland. Jameis revenge game. They just won a game for their coach. But let's be honest. Young Hoku missed 3 field goals. He kicks those field goals, and the Saints are still shit. So I like the fact that the Saints are a favorite. That's good. People want to back the Saints. The Saints are back. Good luck with that. I'm going to go with the Brownies here in a close game. And let's be honest, this could be a 1-point game. You could very well win with the point. So take that into account.
All right. Well, good luck to me, I guess. I'm going with the Saints. This is very much a pros Joe's game. I want to say I am siding with the pros, but it sounds like the pros are also with Cleveland. So I guess I'm going to be a Joe this week, and I'm going to side with the Saints.
The Joe's like, oh, the Saints, they got a new coach. They're good.
No, I think it's more of just they don't believe in Cleveland either, and that's kind of where I come in. Here's my pro handicap of this game, and then the rest of it's going to kind of go to shit. This game opened 2.5, 3 at most books in favor of the Saints, and now we're getting a pick'em. I'm right there with you. I wouldn't bet the Saints as a 3-point favorite against anybody. In a pick'em, I have to rethink. Evidently, Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Young Hoku are the new saviors of New Orleans now, not the new coach. And yeah, we know Young Hoku is a Falcon. That's not the point. The point is the Falcons won last week, so yeah, we have to bet them. You're 100% right. Like, I'm supposed to fade the Saints here. I'm supposed to take Cleveland in this spot, especially with 1 week recovery more for Nick Chubb. I'm going to play him this week in fantasy. I'm like, I think he's going to have a good game too. I don't think the Saints defense is any good. I just don't believe in Cleveland. I can't bet on a Cleveland as a non-conference road dog. They're only, I mean, I'm not going to bet on them, especially if they're a favorite. And I got the Saints +1 on DraftKings. Like, that's really where I'm looking at it. I wouldn't look at this another way. Cleveland, my main concerns, they have a look ahead Thursday Night Football to Pittsburgh. And you know me, the look aheads with Thursday Night Football. I love to fade the teams that are coming on that spot. They have not fared well all season.
Good point. Point well taken.
8, 11, and 1 ATS for those teams looking ahead to Thursday Night Football. But overall, AFC non-conference road dogs, they're only 4 and 14 straight up this year. And this game's a pick'em. If this was like 2, 3 points still, I probably would side with you and say, yeah, we need to take Cleveland with points. I think that makes 100% sense. But at a pick'em, I'm going to side with the home team here, especially in the non-conference spot. So I'm going with the Saints. Not 100% confident either.
This feels like a game you take the points with whoever has them. I will say that.
100%.
This feels like a game that's going to be like a 1 to 2 point game.
Yeah, listen, Cleveland in their last 8 non-conference road spots, they're 2 and 6 straight up. They lost 4 straight. AFC teams as non-conference road dogs are only 4 and 13 this year. Derek Carr and the Saints, though, are 0 and 3 ATS at home versus AFC teams. Like, you really, I 100% agree. Wherever the points lay is just who you go with. but I don't even think you take it at +1. This is my teaser leg number 1. I got the Saints plus a point. I teased it up to +7 for the home favorite in a non-conference spot. I'm gonna go with it and just pray that that's the leg that hits and doesn't fuck me later. Quarterback advantage too. I have Derek Carr slightly above Jameis Winston right now in terms of quarterback rankings.
Yeah.
Not by much, but
I find no fault with your reasoning.
Yep. What's your over-under take? Because I have a big underplay here in this one.
I think I like the over because remember we talked about Cleveland's defense on the road not being as good for the most part. At least the past couple of years it seemed that way.
Yeah, you know what? And I just said Nick Chubb. I just said Nick Chubb's going to tear him.
I don't have faith in the Saints defense. Like, I would actually play Cleveland team total over, maybe. That might be my play. I have no faith in the Saints defense. I hear a lot about, the Saints defense with Coach Riz, they're good now. This defense is not good. They are not good. Young is good at missing field goals. Other than that, the Saints defense is not good. Cleveland's going to get their points.
Fair enough.
Oh, by the way,
all right.
Ian Guy is beating the shit out of someone in this boxing match.
Oh yeah, I'm watching this right now through my phone. I got it up here. It's not really, you can't really see it, but it's on my phone here on right above my laptop.
Don't worry, guys, you're not missing any of the good fights yet. It's some guy who's 2-2 overall getting the shit hit out of him by some fucking flabby Indian guy.
Is this an Indian or a Pakistani or like I see some
Indian, like actual Indian. Not Indian Native American, like Indian from India.
Fair enough. All right, we got another interesting matchup here. It's a battle of the pumpkins, I suppose. It's the Minnesota Vikings laying 5.5, -120 on the road, -255 money line, road non-conference road favorite. They're traveling to Tennessee, who is catching 5.5 +210 on the money line. Over under is a whopping 38.5. God, is that 38 or is that 35? Oh, 39.5. Excuse me, folks. 39.5 total. Vikings as a home underdog once again. Vikings are still a favorite despite the 3 interception performance for Sam Darnold. All right, Mansman. I know you hate Titans. I know you hate Will Levis. Discount Josh. So give us the argument to take Minnesota.
Will Levis will probably win the game for Minnesota single-handedly. He'll probably throw 3 interceptions or Tennessee won't move the ball. I mean, I'm just trying to think of, does Tennessee have any advantage in this game? Not particularly. I don't know. To me, I'm not saying this is my best play or anything, but there's only one way to look in this game. One team is good. They're 7-2.
Oh my God, you're missing. Sorry, live update. You just missed an Indian humping a Mexican on the Paul versus Tyson stream.
I saw that. Dear God, what a donkey! I hope he gets fucking his chin smashed this next round. I know he's not because the other guy looks like it's his first time boxing. But anyway, look, there's not much to say about this game. Minnesota's good. Tennessee isn't. You saw last week. They're not good. Tennessee got slept by the Chargers. I mean, I know Minnesota. Okay, Sam Darnold's going down. It'll probably be a close game. Maybe they get a backdoor cover. To me, this is my under of the week. Like, it's Tennessee.
Interesting.
Tennessee sucks. Like, their offense sucks. Will Levis sucks. There you go. That's my handicap. Under of the week. These teams probably on offense, it'll probably be like 17 to. This is your shit game of the week. This is going to be a terrible game. Back-to-back road spot for. You know what? I can't bet the Titans under like a touchdown because this is a back-to-back road Minnesota. I don't know. I might talk myself into Titans plus 5.5, maybe. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think this game's going to be like 17 to 13 or some stupid shit like that.
Gotcha.
13. Another 12-7. Go ahead. You want the discount, Josh?
I have a good reason for taking discount, Josh. I'm going to do it. I think it's a dumb play. Titans are on auto. You know what? No. You know what? Never mind. No. I can't do it. I tried. I literally wrote it down. I was like, I'm going to try and do it. I literally wrote, it's time to fade the Great Pumpkin and Sam Darnold, but it's so disgusting and horrendous. Maybe this is just for the contest. No, I can't. Here is what I'm going to say. We've seen Sam Darnold. We know he's trending down. The one argument I will give is Will Levis did not turn the ball over last week against the Chargers, who is a respectable defense. I heard all last week Brian Flores against Trevor Lawrence is going to give him nightmares. Oh my God, Brian Flores against Mac Jones, they're doomed. Mac Jones just sucks. Brian Flores didn't do shit.
Mac Jones had one drive and then literally put up stats worse than Kendall Hinton for the rest of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was one drive and then he was Kendall Hinton. You're not going to get that in Will Levis, for better or worse. That's my problem. I have no faith in the Vikings. I don't like the spot where they're back-to-back road favorite when they barely... No, they didn't even cover last week. They were a 7-point road favorite last week. Didn't cover there against a Kendall Hinton. I would say Will Levis is a slightly better quarterback than Mac Jones. I think if he doesn't make the mistakes, if he could keep this close, I don't know if the Vikings defense really is that good. I mean, Matthew Stafford tore them apart, and he's old. He's an old man.
They're good against shit offenses, though. They're good against teams like this. Jacksonville with Mac Jones, the Jets. Well, the Jets put up some points, to be fair. They're just good against bad, offenses.
I just wonder, are the Titans going to get enough late points where they're going to get this cover? That's my problem. I just don't.
I got a weird feeling.
You know what? Actually,
4 or 5 point.
Here's what I did, and I'm wrong for this, and I don't endorse this, but this is what I did. I took the Titans. They were leg number 2 in my teaser. It's a 3-leg 6-point teaser. I took the. Oh God, I didn't even mention it. Patriots to cover. That was leg number 1, so I teased that up to 10.5. I took the Titans here. I teased them up to 11.5. I just have no faith.
If I like the under, I think it could be low scoring. So, no.
Yeah, I hate it because I do think the Vikings win. I just don't. I wonder if the Titans keep this close. That's my main concern. I wonder if the Titans keep this close. Although they don't really cover in these spots well either. Minnesota non-conference road favorite. I'll see if I can pull some numbers real quick. NFC non-conference road teams 11-10 ATS, 12-9 straight up, 13-8 on the over though, so it doesn't bode you well. For the favorites, non-conference road. Oh yeah, they're another non-conference road favorite. 0-4 ATS, 4-0 straight up.
Yeah.
So history hasn't favored you.
Minnesota money line Titans spread. It could be. I might get there.
Maybe Rams Titans money. Maybe Rams Vikings money line. Throw a third leg, get some plus some money.
Yeah.
Let me see what's that.
Or if you want to be really clever, ready? Listen to this craziness. A 2-leg same game parlay. I wonder if they'd even let you do it.
You could get even money. Rams Vikings money line. You can get even money.
Vikings Rams with Titans plus 12.5, Patriots plus 10.5.
Wait, so both those teams to win and the extra points?
The other team to cover their alternate spread. Kind of crazy.
What's the odds?
Actually. I don't know. I gotta look. You introduce the next game. I'm gonna look and see if you could do that.
Yeah. By the way, Rams and Vikings to win outright. You can get -101 on FanDuel just on those two legs. So that might go in the DeGent parlay. We're gonna keep an eye on this. All right, moving on. Oh God, this is the shit game of the week. We have to. God, why do we have to get through the ugliness and talk through all this first?
Game is the shit game of the week. What the fuck?
It's the fucking Jets. It's the goddamn Jets. -3.5, -210 on the money line, hosting the Indianapolis Colts, who are a 3.5 point road dog, +176 on the money line. Over unders 43.5. Oh God, what am I doing with this game? I don't even know if I took notes. I don't even know if I made a pick. I did. Actually, that's right. I did make a pick. Okay. Give me 2 seconds here to let me get my notes. I just want to be sure I'm right. I hate this. I normally would like that Anthony Richardson is starting again at quarterback, but to me, I just think this is pure Colts dysfunction. I'm going to... God, I can't even say I'm buying that at their lowest. There's a mantra at SGPN, and for once I'm going to take it. You lay the 3.5, you take the 2.5. The Jets, just for some reason, have owned the AFC South. I can't put rhyme or reason to it, and I got to pull up the numbers, but just this year, Aaron Rodgers destroyed the fucking Tennessee Titans back in week 2.
They did not destroy Tennessee by any means.
Oh, they won. I mean...
They did beat Houston, though, too. This fair point.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Houston on Thursday Night Football. They usually beat Houston. That's the weird thing.
Bro, I don't know. Your criteria for beat the shit out of is not the same as like a normal.
All right, maybe not. Okay, that's a fair point. I'm not gonna say beat the shit out of.
Beat the shit out of the Patriots like the first time they played them. That was about it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about this spot. I want nothing to do with the AFC South against the New York Jets. It just seems like time and time again, whenever it's an AFC South team going up against the Jets just find a way to win, and they cover, and they make it look easy, or it looks like a letdown for the AFC South team. I don't know why. They just... Yeah, being one ATS since 2022. Oh, they lost to Jacksonville in 2022. Let me see if 2020 was a different year, but...
Well, you keep looking. My handicap...
Yeah, I don't really have much of a handicap. It's just... Okay, here we go. Since 2020, the Jets are 6-3 ATS and straight up. That's the AFC South. And it looks like they've gone 4-1 straight up in ATS at home. I don't know. I just want nothing to do with Anthony Richardson in this spot. I think it's a bad spot. This seems like Jets underperformed the spread. They just got mollywopped. There's already Jets dysfunction talk again. Is this just another week where they silence critics and then everything falls to shit once again?
Yeah, they got to win one for Ambassador Johnson. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
No,
give me your handicap here.
So my normal handicap is under no point should you ever lay points with the Jets ever because they're terrible. But I think it's Jets or nothing here. Looking at the rankings in this game, like the Colts offense is really not that great. I think the Jets defense is probably better than the Colts offense, even in its diminished form. When you look at the Colts defense, their numbers have been bad. Buffalo put a 30 spot on them, like, without even trying. They had a terrible game. They put a 30 spot on them. I don't know. I feel like the Jets are going to get some points, and I feel like if the Jets are going to get some points, they could win the game. I have no faith in Richardson. It's kind of Jets or nothing for me. I think this is an avoid game for me, but it's Jets or nothing.
Jets are the home team. That's the clear reason for me. Yeah, let's hear it. We're looking at 3-1 ATS and straight up as home as favorites against the AFC South. And the one thing too, like I keep hearing from the Sharks, this is like a prime Jonathan Taylor game. I've been saying that for weeks, and Taylor hasn't done shit. Like I don't know if it's Jonathan Taylor's fault per se, but it just seems like, oh yeah, well this is a defense they can run on. This is a defense they can run on. Jonathan Taylor should be good, and then he gets 40 yards off 20 carries. And no offense, I know the Jets' run defense is horrendous. And that's really the only way that this Colts offense is going to be successful. I just have a feeling this is the kind of game that the Jets defense comes up and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to let them throw. And the only way they lose is that they get beat on the deep ball. Ahmad Gardner gets beat.
I hope Sauce gets benched this week. He's fighting with fans and shit. That'd be funny.
No.
And, see, the crazy thing is, if Robert Saleh is here, he plays that too deep like McDermott. You would know that like Richardson has no prayer because Richardson's going to throw the deep ball and the Jets defense would be waiting for the deep ball. But I don't know, under Albrecht, I don't know. The Jets defense isn't as good. But yeah, I can only look. I want no part of this game, but you can only look for the Jets.
They're not on my auto fade list, but they're damn near close. The Jets are also not on the list, so we can take the Jets minus 3.5, and I'm going to look at under 43.5 for this game as well, because I have a feeling the Jets are going to stop the run, and then if they throw the deep ball, maybe they run that too high shell safety. We don't know.
Yeah,
I have a feeling this is going to be a bad Colts letdown.
The Colts haven't run the ball that great, so that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the major concern. And then you had under 39.5 for the fucking Vikings Titans, so we'll mark that as well. All right, moving on. It's the last 1 o'clock game, the second to last 1 o'clock game. We got the Raiders from Las Vegas coming off of the bye, catching 7. Traveling to the Miami Dolphins as 275 road dogs, minus 340 for the Dolphins, over unders 43.5. Miami's getting 87% of the money, 73% of the tickets on FanDuel. God, I really have nothing for this game either. This one's a hard one too. The number instinctually, I want to take the Raiders, but then I remembered I did this against the Bengals. And in the first half, it looked good, and then in the second half, they got trounced. Yeah, I think the same thing was said for Denver. Like, in the first half, they look competitive.
Miami might have turned the corner.
I don't think they turned the corner. This is like, it sounds weird. Raiders first half, Dolphins to win, or Dolphins to cover. Because I could just see the Raiders playing a competitive first half, and then the Dolphins just turn it over. The Dolphins kick it into high gear. Tyreek Hill has this 100-yard game once again. And they just destroy like what's left of the Raiders. I know like Gardner Minshew is back. He's the starter. They have a new offensive coordinator, so like I guess I don't even know if it's a dead cat bounce because they're coming off of a bye week, so it's like they had a week to prepare. Yeah, it's a weird spot. Like, I guess Dolphins are nothing here for me, so 7 or less. God, I don't even think I had the Dolphins 7 points better than, God, like 4 teams, maybe. Oh, man, this is ugly. Dolphins don't really cover either.
I'm going to run it back with the Dolphins here. I think the Dolphins defense is better than the Raiders offense with a new offensive coordinator. My only concern with that is sometimes Antonio Pierce will play for the cover. So he'll literally be down like 8 and kick a field goal just to cover. I don't know. Sometimes he does that. I wonder if he's taking bribes or something. I don't know. But
I don't either.
I just feel like the only thing that scares me with Miami is the short rest again. Coming off a Monday night short rest. That's not ideal. But I don't know. Miami's better. I think Miami wins the game. Raiders play the Broncos next week. Interesting.
Ooh, look ahead.
And look, you guys are finally beating the Las Vegas Raiders, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, thanks for that.
I got to go with the Dolphins. Raiders are kind of I don't like the number, but I think you'd go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'll ride with you on this one. I have no rhyme or reason one way or the other. All right, final 1 o'clock game. It's the Baltimore Ravens laying 3 now on the road. Minus 180 is a divisional road favorite. They're traveling to Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin and Russell Wilson. Mr. Unlimited. Plus 152 is a home dog. 3-point home dog. Over-under is 48.5 points. Pittsburgh is a public home dog. 62% of the money, 53% of the tickets. All right. Here we go. Let me crack this here. And here we go. This is my underdog of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers money line. And we're going under on the total at 48.5 points. I don't know where to begin, so I'm just going to go through my notes here. So Steelers are 4-1 straight up in ATS in their last 5 as home underdogs. They're 7-1 against the Ravens in their last 8. The total for this game has only ever hit twice since Lamar has been drafted, which is concerning because the Ravens defense has actually been extra horrendous this year. They just gave up a 30 burger to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. For some reason in these games, Lamar does not show up. He just has not been good. I fell for this last year. I'm pretty sure I fell for it twice. Both times I lost. This is what we call a flowchart game. Are the Steelers getting 3 points or more? Yes. Is TJ Watt starting? Yes. Is this a revenge game for Patrick Queen and the Ravens? Yes. Is what is it? Kyle Franklin, the fucking Raven safety, is he out for this game? Most likely. Yes. What are the Steelers gonna do? Run the rock with Najee Harris, throw the deep ball to George Pickens. And the Ravens have no pass defense.
And Mike Williams now.
And Mike Williams, who learned how to run the red line. Ravens coming off a fucking bullshit victory on Thursday Night Football with the extra rest. So I'll pull those stats real quick with teams coming off the Thursday Night Football after a win. But don't think it makes much of a difference here. This is the flow chart. 5-4 straight up in ATS, winning teams coming off Thursday Night Football. No real significant advantage. You don't follow the model. You don't go to your charts. It's just, are the Steelers getting 3 or more as a dog? Is TJ Watt starting? You take the Steelers. That's it. And under, because it's a rivalry game. And honestly, this could be Steelers 36-3, 36-10. Could be real bad.
No, these games are always close.
They are.
Especially in Pittsburgh. So, we had a double best bet. Double dog. Double
Are you fucking
dog. Bro, you know me. I'm always on either the Steelers or Ravens catching a lot of points. This line is ridiculous for the Steelers to be +3 in this game. Ridiculous. You I'm not even going to go that long. You said everything already. Lamar
No,
Jackson.
no, more. There is a lot more I could get into.
Mike Tomlin is a dog. TJ Watt. The Ravens' pass defense being terrible. In Pittsburgh, home underdog. Lamar Jackson at 1 o'clock. Like, we could go on and on and on and on and on. The Steelers should not be 3-point underdogs in this game. These two teams are very similar. I'd give a big edge to Steelers defense. I think you give an edge to the Ravens offense. I think you're going to get a very close game that's probably going to be decided by 2 points or fewer. And I think the Steelers could win outright, but +3, yeah, dog of the week, double dog, Pittsburgh Steelers, easy.
All right, I'm going through the Action Network because they have some really interesting stats. I'm going to give them out to you. In the regular season, when the line is 3 or more in this rivalry, the dog has hit 22-4-3 ATS in the last 20 years. The dog is 15-2-1 ATS since 2015. Mike Tomlin versus John Harbaugh. The dog is 23-6-3. I mean, this is just, again, 3 criteria. Who's the dog? Like, again, if the Ravens were +3, you probably would take the Ravens +3. It's like you take the dog in the spot. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be an ugly low game. But I love it more that Mike Tomlin is a home dog. That is just like chef's kiss. Well, we have a double. Oh, wait, did I fucking. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Distinguished DeGents, double dog of the week. We have a double best bet and a double. We have never done this in our.
-102. We might get Steelers +3.5 by kickoff. Crazy.
God, that is just. Oh, I love it. God, that is beautiful. A big under game too. Like I was gonna say, I gotta pull the numbers up here, but it's like Lamar Jackson in his last like 5 or 6 against the Steelers. Listen to this team total for the Ravens. 10 points, 13 points, 16 points, 13 points. You want to keep going? We'll go to 2021 through 2019. 19, 14, 24, and that's through 2020. If you want to go to 2019, it's 28 and 26.
5 straight unders.
Yeah. And now the 48.5 makes sense. I'm not going to say it's like a donkey number because the Ravens defense is that bad. My thinking is like, this is either going to be dangerously close and Russell Wilson's going to come back to earth, or the Ravens are just going to get smoked. And there's just no way about it, one way or the other. I do not see a world where the Ravens smoke this Steelers team. This is going to be like...
No, that'd be very out of character for these two teams. Like, this is going to be the appetizer of a very interesting day of football.
Oh yeah, this might have to go on the big. This might have to be the big screen game. Truth be told, it could be intense. All right, next up, we're into the 4 o'clock slate. Oh boy, it's time. I think it's time. Come on, here we go. Oh no, we got a couple games. It's the Seattle Seahawks catching 6.5 points. They're traveling to the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, good. This will be my restroom. You keep going. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know too much, so try to be quick. But Seahawks +6.5, +235 on the money line. They're traveling to the Niners in San Francisco, who are -295, almost a -300. -6.5 favorites. Over unders 48.5. The numbers, according to FanDuel, it looks like the Niners are getting 77% of the money, 64% of the bets on the spread. My handicap is kind of short and sweet here. This is kind of simple, but we are going to fade Geno Smith off of the bye. We are going to fade him against the Niners here. primarily because Geno Smith off the bye has not really done anyone any favors. There's really no advantage. I'm pulling up the team rankings records right now, but Geno Smith as a Seahawk, it looks like 0-2 ATS off the bye. Doesn't do anyone favors there. He is currently 0-6 straight up against the Niners as a Seahawk. He's 1-5 ATS against the Niners. And honestly, kind of like the last handicap, here's my question. Are the Niners at home? Are they a favorite? Do they have Christian McCaffrey? It's a yes to all three. You're getting the Niners under 7. So we're going to take the Niners -7 here. In terms of my over-under pick here, I haven't quite made a decision yet. It's at 48.5. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to look at the record. We're going to look and see how that has done lately. I think that number would have hit last time if memory serves me correct. The Niners defense has not been all that great, and honestly, neither has their offense, so this could be an underplay. DK Metcalf is expected to return as well. Let's see here, 21-13 over 44. Let's see how it looks with San Francisco at home. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, your hero is coming. Calm down, everybody.
I know. It looks like the over would have hit a lot. I was looking at the over, and it's Niners or nothing for me, especially if it's under a touchdown. We're going to go over here just because at 48, it's a high number, but I just have a feeling Seattle's coming off the bye. They have DK Metcalf back, although I'm pretty sure he gets shut down.
Do you see what this guy Barrios is wearing? Are you serious?
Oh boy!
While you look at that crap,
what in the flying? What?
Yeah, I know. Why? What is going on? This is ugly. This is ugly. Here's my handicap. Geno Smith sucks against San Fran. Pretty sure he's won once against Kyle Shanahan. This is simple. San Fran owns Seattle. I know Seattle's coming out from the bye. Anything under a touchdown. I don't care where they're playing. It doesn't matter.
What the flying hell? Oh, hold on. He's paying tribute to his roots.
I mean, don't get me wrong. But why the pink and it's weird.
It's a little. The pink is a little. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's November. October is over.
Yeah, it's not breast cancer awareness. And the pink gloves, I don't really get it. Maybe pink's his color. I don't know.
I guess. Fuck it, shoot him.
Is he gonna
whatever.
take that thing off? Eventually,
I think eventually, yeah. This is a WBC champion.
He still has it on.
We're giving updates to we're giving updates to Tyson Paul. We're gonna see what happens here in the meantime. Yeah, that's my handicap. I got over 48.5 for this game as well. So not much else to say. We're both in agreement. Let's move on to the next 4 o'clock game.
Their defense is terrible.
All right, Atlanta Falcons catching a 1.5 plus 112 on the money line as a non-conference road dog. They're traveling to the Denver Broncos, Mile High, minus 132. Home favorites for the Broncos and Bo Nix, coming off that tough, heartbreaking loss against Kansas City. Over/under is 43.5. Now you get to go, even though it is my team. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick. You can give us your thoughts on the game.
Then you could rant.
I shall return shortly.
All right. Broncos country, let's ride. Really like this spot for Denver. They're coming off a very tough loss to Kansas City. Teams coming off those tough losses tend to be invigorated the next game. You look on the other side, I think Atlanta back-to-back road spot. Denver's a tough place to play. Denver's got a good defense. I think they're going to be able to play tough against Atlanta's offense. And look, Bo Nix has been playing well. Atlanta's defense is nothing to write home about. It's close. I really would have preferred to have Denver as the home underdog here. But even so, I think Denver is going to pull this one out. They lost a tough game last week. I really like Denver. 7th against the run, 10th against the pass. I think they could hold tough. And then you look at Atlanta's defense, bottom half of the league against the run and pass. I think this is going to be a close game. I think Denver at home, Atlanta on the back-to-back road spot. I think that gives Denver the edge here. I like your Broncos to get a bounce back, get a big win against Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Once again, this is one of those, like, I'm following recency bias with the trends. Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers by 14. They actually did mollywop the Saints on Thursday Night Football. And I'm pretty sure week 3 it was, they steamrolled the Tampa Bay Bucks, so that's 3-0 straight up in ATS against AFC South teams. So we'll make this 4-0 for the year against the NFC, especially with them at home. Bo Nix is a favorite, 3-0 straight up in ATS. Denver's actually won 4 of the last 5 against Atlanta. This is actually like a Super Bowl rematch, Super Bowl 33 rematch, when Denver won their second back-to-back, or they won their back-to-back. This was the second of the ones. So, but really for me, I don't like the spot for Kirk Cousins. Like, they lost a game they couldn't kick fucking field goals in. They're going to be a mile high, so like we'll get the distance. Can he be accurate, though? I don't know. Is Kirk Cousins going to be able to do well under the Denver Broncos pressure? I don't know. I don't think he will. So, for me, I think like it was a heartbreak loss in Kansas City. You did everything you could. You did it right. Sean Payton's the kind of coach you want in that situation. I wouldn't want a Nathaniel Hackett. I don't want Joseph Vance. I don't even really want him as a D coordinator, despite how good he's doing this year for us. I'll leave it at that. Like, Sean Payton's the kind of guy that could regroup this team and say, all right, that was last week. This is this week. We need to focus. And I think we're going to be fine. This is a perfect bounce back spot team. One who's kind of a fraudulent NFC contender. I can't wait till we shut this team down 4 o'clock. This could be ugly real quick, but we will see. Denver's had a lot of success lately with Sean Payton. He does know the NFC South real well. Maybe that's why. But I'm going to roll with the Broncos on this one. No questions asked, especially at 1.5.
Yep. Endorsed completely. I like the Broncos this week.
There we go. Over under total. What do you have here currently? Because it's at 43.5. Where do you think this goes? Because I personally have this as a slight under. Not going to lean, just a slight.
Slight under, yeah. Yeah. It's 43.5, right? 43.5?
Yep.
Boy, Hook could be key. This could be 43. 23-20 Broncos.
Could be.
Yeah,
24-20 and it breaks.
I think I'd have to go under here.
Completely agree. All right, here we go. It's time for your game of the week. 4 quarters of NFL football. It's time. Introducing first, coming out of Kansas City, they are the reigning, defending
We have to say
champions of the NFL. 3-time champion
of the NFL.
of the NFL.
Referee.
Coming from Kansas City, Missouri, the 2.5 plus 112 Kansas City Chiefs.
So trappy.
Fighting in the blue corner, hailing from the rough, tough city of Buffalo, New York, 4-time Super Bowl appearing team. It is the 2.5 minus 132 home favorites, the Buffalo Bills Mafia! Bills! Bills are coming off 5 straight wins. So are the Chiefs.
Well, you got to go first because I went first with your team. So fair.
All right, that's fair. Over-under is 46.5. Bills are the home favorite. Chiefs are getting 58% of the money, 61% of the tickets. Look, I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you. It's my fade of the week. It's time. I have to fade the Bills. I can't take the Bills laying points against the Chiefs. Not this high. In a pick'em, we debate back and forth all the time.
Double D
2.5.
of the week. Have that a double.
Oh shit. That's my bad. I'll update it. That was my fault. That was a bad update from earlier. I did not put it up, but here we go. All right, this is Big Bucks fade of the week. Chiefs plus 2.5. I just don't know if I want to bet on this Bills team. No Dalton Kincaid. Pretty sure you have other injuries too, and I know I'm missing a severe one. Keon Coleman, I think it is, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Keon Coleman. No Keon.
Amari Cooper might be back though.
Okay, I mean you had Stephon Diggs, you still didn't beat him. You had Cole Beasley, you still didn't beat him. I really hate to do this, but this is just another donkey play. Why are the Bills laying 2.5 here? Why are they laying 2.5? Did you see you? I literally remember you telling me this is where the Bills season died. Why would I take them for their season to come back here? Is that just the Bills' way? Your season's dead, but then back to life. Is that the mantra we want to go with? My mantra is it's very simple. You throw out all your markets away. You throw out all your stats. You throw out all your fucking models. You're getting Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid as an underdog. I'm getting them with 2.5 points. You take it. And if you lose, you lose. But you know what? You take it every time. It's just one of those situations. The Chiefs, for some reason, they win and cover as underdogs every time. Pretty sure it's only ever happened once. They never did it in the fucking years that Mahomes has been in. I've been watching the Bills with you for weeks. I've been looking for signs that the Bills could do this. I don't see it. Josh is throwing picks again. His receivers are still pumpkins. They forgot how Jared Cook can run the ball. The Bills' defense has admittedly been stepping up, but the Chiefs got fucking the ghost of DeAndre Hopkins, who has now made a reappearance. I take in this spot. Here's the problem. Every regular season, since we've been doing this show, every regular season, I take the Chiefs. The Chiefs lose. Every playoffs, I take the Bills.
Oh, shit.
I saw that. He's alive. He's okay. Look, every regular season, I take the Chiefs lose. Every playoff game, I take the Bills lose. I'm going to stick with tradition. I'm picking the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to win in the regular season, right? Here you go. Chiefs, fade of the week. This is it. This is my sacrifice. I don't know what the Bills are going to do on offense. That's my problem. I have a lot of concerns with Steve Spagnuolo and what he's going to do on defense with the Bills. I just don't know if this is going to be the pumpkin, even though he should have. My thing is he should have lost to Denver, but he didn't. Probably should have fucking lost to the Bucks, but he didn't. And this just seems like a big Chiefs defensive game. I don't think the Chiefs do a lot. So if you can get Chiefs team total under 24.5, I would hammer it. Truth be told, Chiefs under 24.5, because 24 seems like the prime number. So I'm going to look at that team total for me. Maybe that's a better play, but God, like Chiefs, I'm getting them plus points. Like I'll go to bed, and if I lose money on that, I can go to sleep comfortable every time. If I lost money on the Bills against the Chiefs once again, I kick myself. So, yeah, with that said, Mansman, it's your team. The Bills are your side. I give you the honors. Take it away.
So, your thing was telling because there actually is a double fade in the same game. It's not a double fade of the week, though. It's a crossfire fade of the week because I'm finally fading the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Buffalo Bills as home favorites. Bro, you said it. Every year you bet the Chiefs in this spot, and every year they lose. Maybe I should root for the Bills to lose because maybe we'll win in the playoffs. But I don't think it's happening. The Chiefs are very lucky not to have lost to Denver.
That is true.
This Buffalo Bills team just finds ways to win. And every year, for the Bills, this is their Super Bowl game. They're at home. It just feels like the Chiefs. This is even not so much, although I do think the Chiefs' defense, like their pass defense, has shown signs of cracking. So I do think that Josh Allen's going to be able to move the ball through the air in this game. I do have my concerns about the Chiefs' offense because they haven't been like world beaters. This to me just feels like the Chiefs have won 9 straight. They're going on the road to Buffalo. They're coming off a game that they really had no business winning. It just seems like they're due for a loss. And this line seems so trappy. Like this is such trappy number. Oh, yeah, bet the Chiefs as underdogs. Oh, how could they make the Chiefs as underdogs? This is so easy. And I'm pretty sure last year it was the same thing. The Bills were like either small underdogs or they might have even been favorites. And everyone was like, how could the Chiefs be less than 3-point favorites? I'm telling you, this is a trappy line. Bills are at home. Chiefs, brutal. Well, no, actually, they were in Kansas City last week, so never mind. It's not a back-to-back road spot, right?
No, it's not. City. They were, yeah. Okay. They had back-to-back home spots. They're now on the road.
This is a tough road game, 425 in Buffalo. The Bills treat this as their Super Bowl. Fade of the week. Buffalo Bills over the Chiefs. What are you doing?
Listen, I'm going to be cheering for the Bills with you.
In the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. You fucking are a curse. I shouldn't even invite you over, except you come every year for this game, and the Bills always win it.
You know what? I may re-roll the parlay. I have to find what the lines were. I may just re-roll it. Because it literally came down to this game. It literally came down to the Bills and Chiefs at the last play. And the Bills got the stop, and they won 27-24 last time.
Yeah.
God, I
don't know. I just think the Bills are a better iteration than they were last time, and I think the Chiefs are so due for a loss.
They're way overdue. I 100% agree. And I'm not like these idiots that think that fucking Bryce Young is going to come off the bye and beat the Chiefs when they're undefeated. I have no faith in him. That like I said in the recap, I have this circled. It's Chiefs no matter what. I don't care what happens. It's Chiefs no matter what against the Panthers. But, yeah, in terms of this game...
The Chiefs are going to lose this game, and then they're going to blow the doors off the Panthers.
All right, can I give you one game prop for you?
Yeah.
And I'll try to find the numbers, but I'm pretty sure I heard it was very serious. Josh Allen to get 40 rushing yards is plus 100. It's even money. I'm going to try and look up Josh Allen's rushing stats while you give me your opinion. But I'm pretty sure he said over this number in like every single game against the Chiefs.
This is the game he does it. Like big game, Josh Allen, that's when he does it. This is going to be a Josh Allen game because I think they're going to stop the run. So I don't think we're going to be able to run that well. So I see a lot of Josh Allen running. And yeah, this is going to be the Josh Allen game.
Could you look up Lamar, like week 1, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? Like, what did Lamar Jackson have with rushing yards in that game? Because it just seems like a similar built plan could be made for the Bills.
Derrick Henry, I don't think had much of anything. Let's see. Where's the game log?
All right, here we go. Rushing yards since 2020. Bills at home against the Chiefs, 42 rushing yards. At Kansas City, 59, 2021. 32 in 2022, 32 in 2023. He averages a 41.3, so it's worth a shot. It's last 2 years.
Lamar had 100 rushing yards against Kansas City. $122.
Oh my God! If we do a DeGent Corp, can we put Josh Allen 40 rushing yards in, please? That I can agree with you. Like that has to be the play.
This would be the game he would do it. This would be the game.
All right, we got a player prop. We can at least agree on something to end it. All right, and I have over on the game. Not much. It's really just kind of a play on the total where
I feel
they
like
tend to play close. They tend to score.
Yeah, that's going to be a close one. It's a good number, 46.5.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? 26-20, 23-20. Yeah, 23-24. Ooh, that could be interesting. 23-4. All right. Last up, we got Sunday Night Football. It's the Cincinnati Bengals catching a 1.5 plus 108 on the money line, traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers. Once again, Sunday Night Football. Minus 126 for LA, and Jim Harbaugh over-under is 47.5. Looks like, according to the FanDuel books, Cincy, 78% of the money, 72% of the tickets. Mansman, this is a public dog. What do I always say about public dogs?
Fade the public dogs.
They get fleas every fucking time. So are you on that side, or are we going with Cincy? What's your side?
Oh, man. I heard on a Sharp podcast, they convinced me. Cincinnati is the play here. You look at some of Cincinnati's numbers on the road. They're a better road team, but it's really more important the strength of schedule. The Chargers defense, while they've looked good, their quarterbacks, if you look back at the list of quarterbacks they've played, it hasn't been good. And it just looks like a prime fade spot for the Chargers. They're going up in class. The Bengals need a win. They're coming off, and you know me, I like to play the teams coming off those gut-wrenching losses where they lose on the 2-point conversion. I just have a feeling in this game, this was almost my fade of the week, actually. I have a feeling that Cincinnati, coming off the bad loss, is going to be super motivated. They need a win. Maybe the Chargers they got a little breathing room. They may not come full bore. I could see Cincinnati winning this game. I'd probably look to that side.
Okay. I, on the other hand, am begrudgingly, I'm taking the Chargers at home in a primetime spot. Really, it's only because it's a close to a pick'em contest. The Bengals have not looked that great in primetime all year, and favorites just tend to be the victors on Sunday Night Football. If you think I'm crazy for whatever reason, let's look back a month ago. The Bengals were laying 7.5 against Daniel Jones and the Giants. They almost blew that cover and almost lost until a late fourth quarter touchdown to get them 17-7. And just last week, they blew a 21-7 lead against the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. And going back to Monday Night Football, they lost to the Washington Commanders. Pretty sure they fucking got outclassed in every way. The Chargers' problem that I have is, like you said, you look at their schedule. Here's their toughest offenses they went up against: Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, that they also lost in primetime. The Steelers, when they had Justin Fields, they lost 20-10 back in week 3. And honestly, the other hardest offense I give them personally is the Chiefs, and that was 17-10. I would put Joe Burrow and that Bengals offense over all 3 of those teams. I just have so many problems with this Bengals defense, and this Bengals defense has been like another level of bad. They are the most muddy, shit-stained rug that lets everyone walk over them. And they're going to go up against the Chargers, who are a top 6 in pass defense. Just looking at stats here, I think they're like 6th in passing yards allowed. They're, I want to say, 7th in total yards in general. Like, the problem is, like, I think, like, I give the edge to offense, but, like, in defense, it's Chargers clearly all day. No questions asked. And in a pick'em, I'm going to side with the favorite when it's a primetime Sunday night football game. Joe Burrow, I mean, you have to think about it. Joe Burrow literally in a press conference, well, what do you have to do to make the playoffs? Well, we just have to win, like, 9 out of 10 games, and they've already lost one to Baltimore in a heartbreaking. This is like the opposite Ravens that reaction, like with the Broncos. Like the Broncos game, people are concerned, like, was that heartbreaking loss just going to be the end? For Denver, no, but for Cincinnati, that was probably their season. Denver's like 5-5, and Denver's not really even looking to win the division. They're not looking to make the playoffs, but if they do, it's great. Denver's 1 win away from making their win total. Cincy is literally 1 loss away from losing their win total. Like, it's just opposite ends. So, I don't know. For me, coaching advantage really doesn't make too much of a difference, but I lean Jim. I shouldn't say lean, but, you know, Jim takes the slight edge just because of what he's done to turn this team around. Meanwhile, like, Zach Taylor, I mean, what the fuck has he done? Like, talk about
give Jim a big advantage in coaching. Big advantage.
Yeah, and that's my problem. Like, that's my ultimate problem. I just have to take the Chargers in this spot. I'm not 100% confident, and like, depending on how the rest of my bets do, I may put some chalk on the Chargers. One of the sharps I listen to from Action Network really loves the Chargers in this spot and is putting it as one of his best bets. So, depending on how much he throws in, I may tail it, but we'll see. And what do you have over under here? Because I think this is a deadbolt over game. Over 46.5.
Yeah, me as well. I like Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's going to have to score. So, I'll go over.
Endorse. All right, next up. Last game, it is the Houston Texans Monday Night Football. The battle for Texas.
Yeah, sleepy
where the
time.
Cowboys...
Big game. Sleepy time.
All right, yeah. Cowboys are 3-1 home dogs, plus 7.5, minus 118. The Texans are minus 7.5, minus 104, minus 375 on the money line. Over-under is a whopping 41.5. Well, the Texans are a clear public team. 87% of the money, 79% of the tickets. Despite the fact that Texans are only 3-6-1 ATS on the year. Oh, look, Pinky Dinky Doo fell on his ass on the Tyson Paul fight, so.
Whoa, did he get knocked down?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, shit.
Looks like he's about to get knocked down again. We'll see.
Go, buddy.
1 minute left.
They literally had him losing the first few rounds. So, oh, damn. He's going wild.
He should. He was losing the first few rounds.
Dinky Dinky Doo.
Yeah, Pinky Dinky Doo. All right. All right, Monday Night Football.
Ready? Here's my handicap. It's easy.
All right.
Houston's defense just forced 5 turnovers out of Detroit. Dallas has no offense. This game's I don't know. Maybe Houston won't cover. Maybe they'll score like 6 points and win 6-0. But come on, it's Houston or nothing. This Dallas team is dead. They're done. They're toast.
Are they going to fight the Sun?
What?
Yeah, are they going to have to fight? Listen to this shit. Okay, so for those of you at home who aren't aware, literally last game, they lost a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb because the sun was glaring in the end zone. And they talked about it in the press conference, and CeeDee Lamb was like, y'all are doing my job for me. Like, tell Jerry to put the curtains up. Which got me leading. Like, do they have curtains? Is this a thing? So thank God for WWE Twitter, who immediately came out and showed actual video and photography evidence that the Dallas Cowboy Stadium at AT&T have curtains specifically for these events that they can put up in that spot.
Wow.
But Jerry Jones insists that it's advantageous for the Cowboys to not have curtains up, so he leaves. And apparently when they built the stadium, he knows where the sun is going to be. Those were his official
To be fair,
comments.
It probably would be unless Mike McCarthy's the coach, and he's an idiot. So that's why. Any other coach would use that to their advantage. But it's Mike McCarthy.
Why would we have a stadium facing east-west when we could have it facing north-south? Or sorry, why would we have a stadium facing north-south when we could have it facing east-west and deal with the sun? Jerry Jones is like, and I'm not taking credit for this joke, but he's the literal Office meme. Stop fighting about the sun. Stop talking about the sun. Stop talking about the sun. Well, actually, in the next day, Mike McCarthy literally has a shadow curtain during his press conference because the sun glare was getting in the way. The Cowboys have to be like the third most dysfunctional team in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's the good news.
Yeah.
Here's the bad news, Jason. I think we have to take the Cowboys.
But
I'm not
why?
betting this. I'm not.
But
No,
what if they-
I'm not.
Why?
I'm not betting this game. I'm not betting this game. There's no money on Monday Night Football coming in. I have nothing going on. Pure contest play, nothing else if that even comes up. The Texans are coming off of the Lions game. The kneecap trend.
The fighting kneecap trend.
But
Telling you, they're coming off the killer loss. They're going to play motivated. They need a win.
they are also coming off of a Sunday Night Football loss. Those teams have gone 1-8 ATS this year, 2-7 straight up. The Cowboys, I hate to say it, according to the SGPN guys, are a close your eyes special. And they're catching points once again. Cowboys are also 4-1 straight up in their last 5 against Houston, for whatever that's worth. But again, we have a backup quarterback, so we have to kind of throw that out the window. CJ Stroud has not been great in primetime this year. He hasn't been great in primetime really altogether. His only cover in primetime since the Saturday game in Week 18. Actually, yeah, that was the last cover he had. It was last week against Detroit as a 3.5. And Saturday, Week 18 against the Colts. I'm not betting this game because the Cowboys are on auto fade. It is so bad that I cannot endorse betting anything. I'm just telling you as a amateur gambler, do not waste your money on the Texans. There are better games to lay your money on, and you can be more proud. This is the game that ruins people I guarantee you, this is the game that ruins people's parlays. I could just see it. Stroud lays an egg. Stroud lays an egg. And this is a teaser leg, too. I guarantee you, a lot of teaser parlays out there in Vegas have the Texans heading on Monday Night Football, and they're going to get a lot of tickets coming in on the Cowboys plus 7.5. And that number's going to drop down to like 6.5, 5.5 maybe if we're lucky. Maybe then you hit the Texans. I would not endorse it over a touchdown. I have no faith. Just nothing. Like it just seems like a bad idea, which is weird because again, you made every point.
Can't fool your caution. I just think Houston's defense is significantly better than what Dallas is going to be able to do. And I think McCarthy's a dead man walk, and I think that team is checked out. They'll probably play well on Thanksgiving. I'd look for them to do well.
No, my God, the Thanksgiving look ahead. That's going to be a thing.
No, that's next week. That's next week, and Washington's coming off the Thursday loss. That could be an early contender for best bet of the week.
Oh,
short
boy.
week. Dallas short week with the Thursday look ahead in Washington. That could be Jaden Daniels might find himself again.
Oh, boy. All right, well, we got nothing left. And this is an over 42.5 game. I just have a weird feeling. It should be a deadbolt under, but actually, you know what? I am changing. Deadbolt under. I'm changing it. All right, that's it. 13 games. We're 2 hours in. Give us your best bets. We'll try to build a DeGent Corp in the meantime. Money management, best bets. Lay them out.
Pick it up. It's getting late, so we'll pick it up maybe tomorrow, or we'll talk about it.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
We already got a couple of the legs. Double best bet: Green Bay Packers -5.5. Double dog of the week: Pittsburgh Steelers +3, and then the dreaded cross fades of the week. I got the Buffalo Bills. You have the NFL referees.
Yeah, I do. Oh God, did I lose? Oh, I must have updated it. That's okay.
Oh, I also like the under in the Titans Vikings game at 39.5. So
fair enough.
Those are my plays. Anything?
Yeah, no. Yeah, sure. So again, once again, double DeGent best bet of the week is Green Bay -5.5. Our double dog bet of the week is Steelers +3 points. My under dog of the week is Steelers money line and the under 48.5 team total or total points for the game. So that's my under of the week. My over of the week is the Jags Lions game to go over 46.5 points. You had under of the week as the Vikings Titans at under 39.5 total points. Any other? Oh, we had one best bet. Josh Allen 40 rushing yards, even money +100.
Josh Allen 40 rushing yards. Yep.
Any other bets we want to give out to the people before we head out?
Not offhand, not that I could think of right now.
All right. Well, it looks like Pinky Dinky Doo is getting wrecked here in the late rounds on the Paul Tyson match, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you, DeGents, for checking us out. Thank you for checking us out on x.com/DeGents podcast. Make sure you check us out on Spotify as well. Follow us wherever you get your podcast. As always, I am Steve Big Bucks Abeta.
Money Management signing off, and as always,
go win that motherfucking money, kids. Have a good night.